And without warning, it got started, guys. Huh. No one told us on our big Skype group or anything else like that, but hang on just a second. I'm going to have to fix the audio right now. Let me see here. Volume. I apologize for my very poor alertness, but here we are back in game now. And already we can see that TyLoo is up 1 foot in this game. They've won the pistol round by getting a bomb plant as well as eliminating the entire team. Right now it looks like we got primarily an A stack. B is completely open. I can see some kind of flank play happening from lower tunnels if, say, Mongolz were to approach it correctly, but, you know, Zokenberg is waiting for whatever may come his way. Already we see Mo Baby getting an opening frag, and that's just one. Ooh, holy sweet mother of gravy. Back to 3 versus 4, now 3v3. Unfortunately, it looks like A short now belongs to TyLoo, and Mongols are hard pressed for the retake. Oh boy, now with only Zokenberg there, it's going to be an extremely difficult retake. See the Mo Baby, and he gets one to the head with 3 bullets. He's going to have to win 2 more duels to get this, and it looks like the bomb has been planted. So this is going to be a difficult retake. It's 1v2. Can he actually pull this off? Unfortunately. Fancy, he heard the footsteps, and it was kind of hook, line, and sinker from there, a little bit textbook. But at the same time, to be perfectly fair, it's a little bit difficult to hit that headshot when your opponent actually has the protection of a concrete wall right in front of him. There's nothing we can do to fix the flag right now. I did post it into the Skype chat. Concerns, maybe it could be that the guys are only using their cell phones, and of course that leaves us with very limited communication. Alright, so now it looks like we're gonna have Mongols try and hold long A, and unfortunately it's 4 entry frags, and now that's gonna leave Zokenberg all alone at bomb site B. It looks like he might get a weapon snatch and get away with that. So not too terribly bad for Mongols to get away with for the time being.
Bomb has been planted.
And I mean, he knows the situation he's in. That is to say, Zokenberg. Very difficult to win this one out. I think for the time being, he's essentially going to capitalize on maybe getting some exit frags or something of that nature. But he's about to go 2v1. Oh man, 3v1 with this kind of a roll. It looks like he's getting the bitter end of this duel, and he's unable to make one shot connect with QZ Yaya. Bit unfortunate. I mean, that's kind of one of the penalties you face as someone who has armor, or someone who does not have armor. But it looks like this is going to be the first rifle round coming out from Mongols, considering they lost the first 3 rounds. And I mean, TyLoo, they've been pretty much unstoppable throughout this entire tournament. The only team that's come close to really beating them in even a single map would have to be Inch King. And maybe Mongols is feeling like it's time for them to step up to the plate. Here we go. Oh man, that NCL Meister, you know, the overextension there. Oh, wow, spray down, and then we're gonna see Machine Gun get a kill, and it looks like Togo is gonna get a second one at mid. So now it's 3 versus 3, and this looks like a round that maybe Mongols would have, and now even more so with Zokenberg getting that frag up on his present position. That was looking like B to mid. So now it's all on QZ as well as Simon D. It looks like, oh man, well, he's got the bomb planted at B. Now it's back to 2v2.
Bomb has been planted.
Menace and Sogo, they know it's got to be done now, and they know how they got to do it. But what are they gonna do? They gotta split. One go B tunnels, or rather lower tunnels, and then the other one goes through window. Maybe that's gonna be difficult to pull off. Oh, that's a delayed push coming in from Molotov, and Simon, he makes the shots connect the way he needs to. 1v2 Menace. He just couldn't quite see the melon there from Simon D, and Simon D is gonna get away with 3 kills for this round, and that will basically put this game virtually in the pocket of TyLoo. But now it looks like there's been a pause called, and looks like Machine Gun says he's lagging. I don't think that's a ping issue. I really think that would probably be rather a hardware issue. So I don't know. Maybe he would have permission to restart his computer and jump back into the game. But that being said, I think it might be a good time for us to go ahead and thank CSGO Lounge. So give us about 30 seconds, and then we'll see how the situation pans out. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back, and it looks like a proper ruling hasn't been met just yet, really, and we're kind of a little bit in the dark here, but I guess we can see what this is all about. Wait, lagging. Mongols have asked to unpause the game. Please type unpause to unpause the match, and we are looking like we're about to get this party started just again. It might have been I don't know. No. It couldn't have been a tactical timeout. It couldn't have been a tactical pause or anything like that. But Mongols now going eco, many of them buying armor and pistols. And looks like Zilkenberg's just going to tank this one with nothing whatsoever. He's in bomb site B. And this is looking a lot like short A play coming out of the TyLoo boys. Like, all four of these guys are on the platform. We're waiting for Mo Baby to catch the rotators. Now, this is a little bit drastic, but Mongols are being hunted down one by one from TyLoo. And it looks like they're in the process of fixing their flags. We'll give them just a minute, guys. Oh boy, that's not good. I mean, they got one frag for the time, but I mean, this isn't really harming the economy of TyLoo. It really, you know, it takes one guy to buy for another, and that just means that we're going to see one guy lose a little bit of his bank to drop an AK for Mo Baby, if that's what he wants. Looks like, why is there an unpause? Pause, unpause, what? Okay, match paused yet again. Let's see if there's any issue in the chat logs and see what that's all about. Wait, lagging, unpause, pause. I'm not entirely sure what this is all about. It could be an issue that's being cleared up with the admin who's on site, and we're kind of basically in the dark on this. Let me see if we have anything new in our communications group, and it looks like there's nothing so far, so we're just gonna go ahead and I guess you could say wait to see what the issue is. Could actually be a discussion of tactics. It wouldn't surprise me if this is actually a tactical timeout. Because if you look at the situation that Mongols are in, basically everyone can afford a full buy if you're on CT aside from NCL Meister, and basically NCL Meister, he's gonna have to the spot where he's gonna have to cut down on is gonna be one of the grenades, essentially. And given that they are deciding who's gonna buy what right now, I think that makes just a little bit more sense leaning towards saying tactical timeout, if you will. But 3 kits thus far coming out from Mongols, and NCL Meister, I'm wondering what he's gonna be buying out. Like right now, I don't really see it being an op, because basically Zilkenberg fills that role fairly well for the Mongolian Masters. But here we go. What's he gonna be buying? He can afford 2 flashes, or there we go. All right, full buy. Wait, he had to skim on something. Okay, I guess not. I thought the magic number was 5,600 for CTs, but it looks like he didn't actually skim out on anything. But for the time being, oh man, machine gun, he's getting what? Oh man, Zilkenberg gets one for his time at mid. Machine gun, Zilkenberg getting 2, and now it looks like we got a big comeback coming from Mongols this round. It's now 2 versus 4, immediately swinging to their favor this round. Like the lower tunnel play, that was something I think that was a little bit luck, because what happened there was the opper from TyLoo, he had basically hopped down to high mid and tried to make an op happen at mid from there, and at that very moment he actually missed machine gun going into lower tunnels. That's the critical part of all that. Alright, so what is this going to be? Is this going to be a play by picks from TyLoo? They know they can do it. They're feeling pretty confident. These guys, they are pretty much on par with whatever high tier 2 or low tier 1 team you could imagine from Europe. But I think they're about to find the weak spot in that armor. TyLoo definitely displaying some testicles of titanium right here. Look at NCL Meister. Oh boy, he didn't see it, did he? Oh, double mollies there. He's called it for short A, and now it looks like the entire team is going to collapse in on that. NCL Meister's going to get one first time. Is he going to be getting Fancy? Fancy all alone there. And now he's making the push happen. Switches to his knife for a brief moment, and that will eliminate any chance for him to shoot someone. He only had time for a no-scope, and he didn't want to take that chance on... I forget who it was. I think it was you know, I think it was Zilkenberg at that point, but it's been called for, like, basically everyone says, okay, we're lagging, but it sounds like a local hardware issue as opposed to a ping issue because everyone there is on a LAN. I mean, look at the ping. It may be something that doesn't register with CSGO, or not CSGO Launch, but CSGO TV. So we're still trying to figure out what's going on here. And I'm looking at this right now. I think these are the Chinese language casters right now. OPO Mud. I believe that's a. I know there's a very well-renowned female caster for CS:GO in mainland China, but I also know that I've never heard of this guy before. But it says Fei Yu Fei Shui, and that means flying fish and flying water. So just something worth, I guess you could say, noting for the time being. Do I speak another language? Curious. I am American. I learned Chinese in university, but that's about it. You know, I guess I'll pay attention to the chat while we're a bit paused right now. Just try not to say anything too terribly redonkulous, if you will. But yeah, there we go. Shazy W's got it the right way. Fei Yu Fei Shui. Let me see here. DDoS on land, 16.5, HLTV confirmed, lol. How old am I? I'm 26 years old, and I am unemployed in Taiwan, guys. I live for esports. I came here to be a caster, and looks like things are not working out too well in my favor as things had turned out. You know, I wish I could say more about the most recent deal that I was burned on, but really I feel like it's nobody's fault. Yeah, Sambo's got it correct too. This is, well, this is an issue that I don't think has really been resolved. Maybe we can see players reconnect to the server. I wouldn't see any real trouble with that, but that's all I can do for the time being. And there's nothing I can do about the score. It's 1-5. Why move to Taiwan just to cast? Well, I thought Taiwan was going to be the next Korea, and in some ways, the esports culture has become very Koreanified, but it's definitely not for CSGO, let's put it that way. Do I know Mandarin or Canto? You only know Cantonese? Okay, well, I learned Mandarin in university, let's put it that way. Do I get paid for this? It's only Twitch revenue, guys. It's only Twitch revenue. How you get the job? Luck. That's it. It's not hacks. It's not hacks, guys. It's the okay. It's that kind of it's that kicking in. All right. Oh man, that was my day today. I had a wonderful breakfast. Woke up to a very beautiful woman right next to me, and just that's all I'm gonna put it. That's all I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna leave it at for the time being. Pyromaniac. I am from USA. How much do I earn by casting? Well, if everyone here had ad block turned off and was watching the stream, I would be making a lot more than 1% of what I would actually. I'd be making a lot more than what I'm making right now. But here we go. The game's back in play, and 3 long A coming from Mongolz. Interesting choice, but we don't see too terribly much of an opposing play from TyLoo. But it looks like they're gonna continue to play off those picks, and I feel like they know the weakness that Mongolz has, and that is, you know, they like to move forward, or not move forward, but really push beyond their boundaries just a little bit too much. I'm thinking Menace here should be able to hear something fairly soon coming at him. But this is primarily going to be an A short play, looks like, for the time being. Oh, man. Stack 2 CTs. Whoa. Machine gun. Oh, man. QZ getting 2 walled shots? What is this? Are you kidding me? Well, now it's on NCL Meister, and that's it. If they lose this round, you know, it's kind of a sour pickle for them because they lost. They're gonna lose that max loss bonus. 17 HP remaining on NCL, trying to make the hold possible at short A. He only gets one for his time being. Meanwhile, we got refrag, and now it's back to 2 versus 2 thanks to Menace and Zokenberg. Can they take this or not? They're going to be dealing with QZ, and he's all on top of that op. Like, he can't be dropped. But just as I said, Zokenberg makes it happen. Now it's 1 versus 1. Can he or can he not make the retake possible? It looks like the answer is no, and this is going to be, again, a dirty cake, a sour pickle, a very difficult piece of medicine for Mongolz to swallow, but they are back to, they've just had their max loss bonus reset, and that's what's making this very difficult. Looks like they're going to try and make this the best buy that they can. And, you know, they're cutting some corners with this. No helmets on some of these guys, but it is what it is. And it's there. He's going to get the opening frag of the round, so putting his team up by just a small leg, if you will, and Togo unable to get away with that AK just yet. He's going in. Does get it. Pops out, and guess what? He's got a helmet with that as well. So, checking out the stack here, however. Well, 2 entries at mid. Smoke on CT basically indicates this is going to be mid to B, but, I mean, everywhere they make a frag, it seems to be a refrag waiting. But now, here we go. Menace and CL Meister. They're making the plays happen that they need to. And it looks like there's been a disconnect as well. QZ, like, if he's not sick with the op, he's sick with the P250. It looks like he is in lower tunnels. Almost gets creased by Togo. And that's just the way things are for the time being. Well, he's trying to get out of this alive. He's just trying to salvage the op. And the question is, does Mongolz want to gamble at this point? QZ, he knows someone's at mid. And I think that's in some ways supposed to be bait. They're making sure that he can't get out, or like, I don't know, maybe they're just trying to get this so diligently. Oh, misses the flick. And that's it. Mongolz, that was basically a miraculous play. There's no getting around it, really. This is, how do I put this? Like, they're just, sorry, I gotta get my head back in the game. I'm waiting for something to be delivered to me very soon. CL Meister. Okay, well, I mean, TyLoo now on eco. Sorry, losing my attention span. Let's get your head in the game, Ben. Get your head in the game. Well, let's see. Fancy, he drops down, takes a nick, and this right now, Mongolz, they're getting as good a lead out of this as they're going to in this situation. This is a best of 3, not single elimination. The top 4 turns into a double elimination. That being said, there must be and there will be one team that goes, I guess you could say, just straight up loses tomorrow. That was not a good lineup for our DouYu TV sponsored team. You know, Mongolz, this is as good as around as it's gonna get. It's giving them an amazing economic lead right now. And the one thing that they have to do in this position is not get cocky and just basically play off of it. And they should have this round in the bag as well. I'm trying not to make it sound so entirely biased, but the fact of the matter is, TyLoo, they are an extremely, extremely dominant team in the CFG. See here, a short play. It's going to be coming out of TyLoo. I mean, they're trying to, I guess you'd say, get in a position where they can use those pistols and use them effectively. And CL Meister, he knows it's all A. He's trying to stay calm and just tap heads, but it looks like he's been forced to the reload, and now there it is. Plant going down. They're just trying to get that, it looks like, and yeah, they just wanted to plant. TyLoo knew that they weren't going to go too terribly far with this round, so they were just like, okay, let's get as much money out of this round as we can. Mongolz now at 4 to the 6 of TyLoo. Auto Director was on. I am trying to actually manually use it myself because in some ways I feel like it can be slightly better. I have to keep very perfect hand-eye coordination between myself, the minimap, and what's happening in game. Alright, so this is looking like a B stack for the time being. Huh? Sort of. Oh man, but wait a minute, what's gonna happen here? Machine gun, he's waiting. He is waiting on the other side of that corner. They know someone is in there. Oh, bam, and there it is, 1 for 1. Immediately we have machine gun dropping Mo Baby, but getting refragged by Simon D, if I'm reading that correctly. These names are too long to read. Oh man, more blind fire. Simon D getting some shots to hit, but there it is. Togo just patiently popping out and taking Simon D down. Now it's 4 versus 3. Zulkenberg looks like he might be in a bit of trouble. Rather, he was in a bit of trouble. He took a lot of heat there at mid. And now it's a mid stack. Here we go. QZ on entry. He's the opera on the team. He knows how he's got to play this. Now, Fancy, he takes the frag there. They're trying to cause a big massive rotation or some kind of a fake out. I don't see the logic behind going in this direction and making this decision. I really don't. But the entry has been made known, and there's Zulkenberg ready to greet them with the AWP. Wait, he didn't see the other one slip through, and now it's gonna be, oh man. This was massively stacked, and now it's been 1 for 1, left and right, everything else in between. Somebody down to 20% HP. He's got the AWP in hand, and now it's gonna be Menace trying to make the entry into bomb site B, and he's immediately fragged by somebody. Whew. 4 to 7. 4 to 7. But this isn't too terribly big of a problem for Mongolz. I would definitely say that if they were to lose this round, for sure, they'll be on the economically speaking back foot. Well, A stack it's looking like for the time being. They're definitely not, they're trying to play off of the impatience of Mongolz, but they've definitely learned after the 4th round that they do not want to make that mistake again, if you will. That is to say, not to overextend. There we go. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, we're about to see Togo pop into mid, and there it is. The entry frag's being made on long A. Togo was kind of peaked there for a minute, but now this should be a little bit obvious that it's a play for A right now. The question is it going to be short A in combination with long A, and it looks like they're trying to make that play happen, but what is this? TyLoo, you know, Zulkenberg, he makes a refrag happen. I think that was at mid. He was aiming towards mid. I mean, he was on window just a moment ago, so that had to be it. And there it is, Togo getting another refrag. It's like they're trying to fake these guys out or do double fake outs or something like that, but it's just not quite panning out. Somebody now gonna duel with machine gun. He's the last one alive on the map for his team, and now 5 HP rather. He's 1 shot, effectively speaking. Zulkenberg should be able to hear this. He's going in with an op. All he has to do is sneeze on him, and he's gone. And all of a sudden, we have a very, very unexpected turnaround coming from somebody, like literally unexpected. But missed shot coming from our bomb site, like long A Zulkenberg. All he has to do is make 1 shot connect. He's just got one. Just got to make 1 connect, and that's it. Both players are 1 shot at this point. There it is. Mongolz, this has been a very expensive win, but it looks like they're gonna take it. He was about to pull out the molly and toss it down, and that, you know, it probably would have been enough. Probably would have been enough to take down Zulkenberg. But yeah. So after a long, long time, we finally have the Mongolian flag back up there, guys. We apologize, but yeah. Alright, so it's a complete buy out from Mongolz. Armor, M4s, not ops, everything else that needs to be in the game. And TyLoo, they're kind of on the back foot. Mongolz kind of slowly catching up here. Trying to figure out what the plan is here, and it looks like I really feel like TyLoo, their position on T, they're playing it the way they should. They're playing off of the overextensions of Mongolz. or the hopeful overextensions, but I mean, Mongolz, they're just like, nah, we're not gonna do that. And right now it looks like Simon D got rather anti-flashed, making the blind fire happen amazingly there. And now we've got a successful entry for mid to B, and guess who's on his lonesome there at bomb site B? It's Zilkenberg. He immediately is just, you know, poked down by Fancy, and this is a 2 versus 5 that it looks like, I feel like Mongolz are not gonna be able to win. It's now 2 versus 4. It's gonna take nothing short of a miracle, but it looks like they're opting to just save their weapons this round. Oh man, the one headshot that had to be made, and it's so difficult to make them connect at some points from that particular angle. But it's all on NCL Meister and jumping headshot, or not jumping headshot, but just jumping shot. Yeah. Well, now it's Mongolz on the eco, 5 rounds to the 8 of TyLoo. Already it looks like this one has kind of gone out of their favor. And this is looking like it should be a rather simple entry. Whoa, whoa, one headshot made, unable to make a second one coming from Menace. He's immediately refragged by somebody. Sogo playing like Rambo at mid. He does get a boatload of damage done to QZ, but is unable to make it, unable to really follow it up. It's just 1 for 1. Now it looks like, holy, what am I looking at? This is 5, it's 2 versus 2 right now, and the HP is just a little bit higher for Mongolz. I would say, like, you know what, this is anyone's game, but now with them being separated out like that, I'm not so sure. That Molotov was tossed just the way it needed to be. Here we go. Let's see Zilkenberg's entry. Watching long A. He gets one, but he's immediately refragged there at long A. He should have fed the information correctly to his teammate Machine Gun. I think somebody's trying to listen for the defuse, but oh man, now it looks like Machine Gun's just gonna try and save the weapon, and that's all he's gonna be able to hope for right now. Called by his team captain, I'd have to say. Didn't have a kit, so who could really blame him for being in that situation?
Terrorists win.
Here we are now in the final round of the first half. It's going to be Mongolz at 5 points versus TyLoo at 9. There we go. Oh, man. Well, that's already we have Machine Gun down to about less than desirable HP level. Let's put it that way. I think he got legged there, basically. But Zilkenberg definitely making a nice drag into tunnels. Unable to get a secondary one as he's immediately taken down by Simon. And Machine Gun, he's about to do something that I think takes testicles of titanium to deal, rather. Because balls of steel is overused. Looks like he's in some trouble at B. But, 4 to 4. Here we are. It looks like it's going to be Sogo. Oh, boy, making a play. He gets, well, I think that was a headshot through a metal surface onto Fancy there, but entry, no entry. Machine Gun was taken down with the op at B, so this is a little bit questionable. I mean, Sogo, the rotate, it was not uncalled for, very much so, perfectly justified. Let's just leave it at that. Sorry about that. And now it looks like, yeah, okay, well, 1 for 1 again, and now 1 for none, and this is why I always run with a pistol out at the very least. Not to criticize Sogo too terribly harshly, but I feel like the speed difference between a pistol and a knife is not too terribly great. But what do I know? To Ich bin Burales, I do not know who chose this map, but that is first half, and Mongolz at 5 points to 10 of TyLoo. Are these globals? They sure, well, I mean, I can't say for sure, but one thing that I can tell you is It's hard to place, but I mean, I've heard some good things about many offline events in China. I've heard some not so good things at many offline events in China. Let's just put it that way. I am Master Guardian Elite. Can I turn the auto director on? Sure, why not? You guys want the auto director on? Let me go ahead and do that then. Please crosshair .0. Okay, sure. I can do that. Let me go ahead and do that so I don't reveal the... let's go ahead and bring it to me so that I don't actually reveal the console to you guys. Let me see here. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? I'm actually looking for that command right now. What was it? Crosshair .0. CL crosshair dot. Sure. No problem, no problem, no problem. Please delete system 32. What does that do? I'm joking. I'm working on it, I'm working on it. You hear a grill in the background. There is no grill. The grill is a lie. Okay. Well, I'm unable to fix that console issue, so let's get back to the game now. Pistol round, most critical round to either half really of the round. Determines who's gonna get a very first easy subsequent second and third round afterwards. Oh, there it is. The play's happening at mid. Mongolz getting the first frag and the second. Sogo and Zilkenberg doing very good with their headshot aim. And oh wow, immediately 2 refrags go down and it looks like it's gonna be just QZ left at mid. Zilkenberg getting away with 3 kills. Like, you know, he's like, hey guys, my name needs to be on the screen. You guys need to show them why I'm your opper. But already with an AK-47, I would typically play for A. And this is an interesting choice. Well, I would typically play for long A in this position because in a very textbook examination of how that works out, I guess you could say, trying to put it in words that I can understand, or better elicit. Basically, if your enemy loses... Wait, hold that thought. If your enemy loses the pistol round and you're on T side for Dust 2, then essentially they're not going to be able to afford rifles unless maybe it's a scout. And if you guys are playing for long A, then you're going to have one guy who no trouble. And unfortunately, somebody, he just misses, you know, I think 2 opportunities for some sick headshots, 3 opportunities to get some spray onto the... Was that even? No, it's Sogo just now, or was it NCL? But the defense is being made real now by TyLoo at long A. Looks like I'm going to eat my words there. With that saying, I guess you could say. But to be fair, one of the AK carriers, well, he didn't show up for a long time. Duels continue. Well, Mo Baby trying to make the defense happen. Let's go to the auto director and see how things happen here. Zilkenberg, he's alone at short A, and it looks like it's going to be Fancy One. He's not going to pick up the MP7. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, but wow, he is going to get some sick headshots down on Togo. And unfortunately, it's going to be NCL Meister who shuts him down with a double kill on his screen. Alright, so here we are. Mongolz. Ew, boy. Well, yeah, I guess with losing 4 guys on their team, they're just gonna try and save a little bit more money before they go into a big rifle buy next round. And they should be on even dueling ground with TyLoo at that point, but they have to play this one out very carefully. They cannot afford to lose 4 guys like they did in the previous round. It looks like, for the most part, they're on their way to not doing that. I mean, TyLoo basically... If I was examining this correctly, I don't think I saw a single real pistol purchase, and it looks like this is going to be both sides going full rifles. Definitely lacking a lot in the way of utility coming from Team TyLoo right now. As you can see, they don't have a whole lot of grenades. That's going to make entries just a little bit more difficult, and they're going to have to come to a very solemn and solid decision on where they're going to push and when they're going to push it. Do I think it's going to be a rush? No. I think it could be a lot of, I think it could be potentially some fake outs, but that's usually given, that's usually power that's given more so to the terrorist side than, of course, the CT side. We see that a lot in the Asian scene, especially on Inferno. I'm not too terribly experienced with Kabul, Cash a little bit, but Mirage a little bit as well, but definitely not Kabul. Let's put it that way. I would love to see more games on Kabul now that I think of it. But it looks like Mongols, they are very reluctant to make that entry. They know that this is a full buy round coming from TyLoo, and they're playing this out as carefully as they possibly can. Who's on entry right now? It looks like it's going to be Togo there. And Menace, not too terribly far behind. He's I guess you could say the backup. And there's no one waiting on that platform, but there is, of course, QZ, and you do not want to be caught in his crosshair. Like, he's ready for it. He sees everything there. Smokes, flashes, everything. And there goes the entry. Oh, man, I thought QZ was about to get... wait a minute, he did get a collateral in some ways. It's just that he wasn't able to get enough damage there on Menace to actually take him down. Well, here we are. Does TyLoo want to make the retake happen? It's, I don't know. I mean, like, with them going to bomb site B, I'm thinking no, not right now. Definitely a wise decision. They're like, okay. Like, we don't want to lose everything that we've got. Besides, if we save money, there's 3 of us who's going to be able to buy more grenades next round. And it looks like Zilk definitely, whoa. Oh, man. Well, I guess you could say that this is no major loss coming from Mongols right now. Just losing Zilkenberg there, but I mean, it harms their economy just a little bit. Let's put it that way. Zilk has to be bought for right now. They did drop him an AK. He can afford a full buy thereof with no trouble. And TyLoo, I mean, they're in a position where they're not decent buy, but of course we got a stronger buy coming out from Mongols. That's painfully obvious. Taking a grenade at the A-Long hut was Menace just now. And the one thing I hate is when you've got 2 people throwing frag grenades into Long A hut at the same time and you're trying to rush through it. Some pretty decent carry thus far right now, to be honest. I mean, Zilkenberg with... Am I reading this right? Okay. 20 frags. Usually it's Machine Gun who's carrying, but on maps like Inferno, he typically does better, where I believe he's typically the entry fragger. But on this, it looks like he's had his role switched up to the operator this time around because Zilkenberg's down and out. They are playing 4-on-5. No, by no means are they actually going to just, stop with pushing here, but definitely I could see TyLoo getting a little bit overzealous with their play just now at Long A hut. Is that Simon D who took a huge chunk of damage just now? I don't, it wasn't him who was poking through Long A hut. No, it wasn't him. It wasn't him at all. But it's like, whoa, Mo Baby is in a lot of trouble. Machine gun. There it is. He got it. Now it's back to 4-4. And guess who's in the pit right now? It's somebody. They got bomb site A. They're making the plant happen now. NCL Meister gets it. QZ coming in for the rotate, and it looks like... Oh my god! Machine gun was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Holy sweet mother of gravy. 1 for 1, left and right. Everyone just collapsing in on the bomb site. And now it's all on NCL Meister. He gets this one for his team. This was some James Bond style stuff coming out of Team Mongols. Like, for the longest time. It was just one for another, for another, for another. This is like... You guys saw the entries happening left, right. It was like one frag for another, for another, for another, for another. It was like the domino effect is what they had from Team Mongols. It came down to 1 versus 2, and then the defense came from Machine Gun. No, not Machine Gun. Menace, just the way it needed to. Everyone was just in the right place at the right time. And now it looks like TyLoo kind of again on the weaker buy, and Mongols. This is one of the very few times you will actually see a team tie things up with TyLoo on site. But I guess, like, maybe now it's not a ping issue, Kappa. And now Machine Gun feeling very confident on that entry frag. Oh boy, he's very confident on his second one as well. That's gonna bring him 2 kills. It's gonna be Menace stopping the long rotation on somebody. And now NCL, he's just waiting. There it is! Like, this is... I don't know how else to say it, but like the way NCL Meister does it, this is just the way I like to do things. I like to just camp around mid after the bomb gets planted. And that was highly unexpected from Mo Baby. He missed the shots. Now it looks like TyLoo's gonna be, they're calling for a tactical timeout is what I think is going on here. And for those of you who are wondering, it cannot be, they cannot be hacking. Right now, all the players are on site right now in Beijing. They're being observed right now by referees on their computers and everything else in between. Why would people bet on TyLoo? It's just based on the simple merit that TyLoo has not lost a single game in this tournament yet thus far. Even in a best of 3, they have not lost a single game. Let's put it that way. TyLoo is generally the way better team. Yeah, they're very dominant. They've had some very amazing performance. They've even been abroad to compete before, which is very difficult for a Chinese team. Well, no call for an unpause just yet. It looks like it's been called. I guess this is where, and like, what I love about this is TyLoo waits for the unpause to actually make any buys to figure out what they're going to be doing. Maybe it could be that on site there's no stream delay and maybe all players are able to see the LCD and hear the commentators and everything else in between. But I don't think Team Mongolz would have anyone on their team that can speak Chinese. Of course, Mongolian is very nice entry frags coming from Mongolz, and it looks like this is kind of a soft eco round coming from TyLoo, and they save the next round for what could be a hard buy. There it is, Simon D just trying to cut things up with his CZ, and Togo does see him there. I believe they were both flashed by the same pop flash, but didn't quite pan out. Fancy trying to make it happen. Oh, wins the duel versus Togo. Put that into your barrel and pull the trigger, right? Okay, so Mongolz have now a lead over Team TyLoo. This is not, again, like this is unheard of, guys. I've never seen anyone beat TyLoo before. I've mostly known of this team through their StarCraft 2 roster, but it looks like we are about to see that they have a championship grade they have a championship grade CSGO roster, obviously, but I think we're about to see Mongolz maybe sweep that title from them. Remember, the loser of this best of 3 will not be eliminated today. They will be playing in tomorrow's losers bracket. Okay. So somebody already nicked down to about 16 HP, and that's going to make him just a little bit weaker on the defense here at Long A. Meanwhile, Machine Gun poking out, he gets Mo Baby, and that's just the way it works out. Like, this guy's, I guess his name is Mo, or Mo, or whatever. The thing is, I don't know the Chinese character. And now somebody getting the refrag with only 16 HP. It's going to be QZ making things real at short A. And now Mongols are like, okay, well, maybe it's time for us to just slow down just a little bit. This is, you know, if they lose this round, they can actually, they can still afford a full buy. I'm confident they can do that. Simon D! Getting 1, getting 2 at mid. Fancy one waiting for something to enter his scope. It's going to be Menace now, and Fancy's going to get that frag. Mongolz beat TyLoo in a match on October 3rd. I started casting CSGO in November. I do apologize. But now TyLoo definitely bringing it back. This is going to be a full buy round from both teams, and this is one of those rounds where Mongolz have to make it count. Conversely, TyLoo has to make it count as well. We've never seen the stakes this high before, I think, in the entirety of the CFG. So that's what I think is really going to make the audience on site very hyped towards this. Here we are, Zokenberg just going through it. Yeah, machine gun is waiting for... Okay, I guess it was... I thought it was going to be a pop flash entry, but I guess I was wrong on that. This is Mongolz playing for A short, and guess what? Who is not in position just yet? It's going to be QZ. Just as I say that, he gets up to Goose. Let's see how this happens. That's it. The smoke's going down, the flashes, everything else in between, but those flashes coming in just a little bit too late. And QZ's going to get one on Menace. He can't see anything else. It's going to be Mo Baby getting the secondary frag there. Not going to see any 5Ks this round. Zuckerberg getting the refrag onto Mo Baby. Do they know that QZ is still there? They should know. There's one at long A. It's going to be somebody, and it looks like he was taken down immediately from the hut, and there it is. Mongolz playing this like hook, line, and sinker. They've definitely revamped their tactics. They probably examined all of the demos of the games that they played in competitively versus TyLoo, and they said, okay, well, this is what they did on this map while they were on this side. And this is this homework? Is this training, or is this homework? What am I looking at right now? Mongolz are up 2 points over TyLoo right now. TyLoo on a hard buy, I guess you could say. Only 2 armor purchases with those CZs, and the rest is going to be Deagles. We're going to have somebody going in with just absolutely nothing. Let's get the auto director back on, and now it's going to be Menace making the opening frag at B. Sogo making a secondary, and now it's 3 versus 5. TyLoo trying to, they're going to at least try. They get no benefits for actually losing this round now that they've lost both of their armor carriers. Mongolz breaking that great wall, as 59 Hayes says in chat. Huge shout out to you, man. Oh, man. But here we are. Yeah, now they're just being hunted down with Glocks. They're showing what they're made of. It's now 14-11 in favor of Mongolz, guys. This is something seldom seen, and now I think Mongolz are riding their high horse. It's going to be a forced buy out of TyLoo to avoid overtime. Can they or can they not make it happen? We're about to find out. It's gonna be somebody fancy and Mo Baby heading towards long A. I'm thinking Mo Baby might be playing a bit towards short A rather, but wait. Okay, he just goes in there with a, I guess you'd say, a bit of a banana rush. And what I mean by banana rush is he quickly turns around. But that's a term taken from the game World of Tanks. That way you don't lose momentum when you're on the swing. It's hard to describe. Just if you guys don't play World of Tanks, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. So just throw that out the window. Here we go. Machine gun is going to be giving Menace a little bit of aid here. Was that a blind shot into the chest through a metal surface? I believe it was, and now somebody's backing off. That was my whoopee cushion, guys. You didn't hear it, girl, honestly. Oh, man. Entry now being made at long A. And it looks like it's going to be Menace who's just... what he's trying to do here is he's not trying to actually rush up A short. Well, he wasn't there for a moment, but he was actually trying to prevent rotations. Now he's going to go into the rotate himself. He's going to be shut down by QZ. Is QZ going to get a second frag? It looks like maybe. No, it's going to be machine gun poning faces. And now it's NCL Meister rushing up long A. Bomb is going to be planted. It's going to be Fancy and Simon. Now, on the retake. This is something they have to do. If not, they're stuck on overtime. Thomas versus AK. AK wins. Now we got Mongolz on match point. First time I'll ever see it happen, and it's happened live at a LAN. I think Mongolz are going to be happy to say, hey, you know what? We had the higher ping, but guess what? We'll do it. Or we had the higher ping up until this day, and now Now we're actually in a winning fashion. Zilkenberg trying to make some plays happen from key spawn, but it looks like NCL Meister is going to go in there and stop QZ from making any plays happen with sniper rifles. Regardless of the presence of an AWP or not. Okay, so now, ooh, man, wow, look at this. 5-1. You know, it would be totally sick to see TyLoo to actually come in here and make it happen, but I mean, you know, with Mo Baby just with a UMP, it wasn't really. What is this? What? Wait. Nothing in our Skype group. Well, I'm not entirely sure why we're. What is this? I don't get it.你仔细仔细看吧，你不知道钥匙在哪里吗？哎，你不是长大的人吗？对，那你为什么每次打我？哎呦 ，Sorry. The one time a woman is wrong is when she can't find her key. That was all warm up? It was all warm up, Kappa. Oh man. Sorry about that, guys. It's not a girl, guys. My right hand has a voice.难道你找不到？滚！有1600多人都是听我们说的话了，滚！
怎样？你
哎呦，不要打我！都听你 ，no！
你弄，你钥匙专放，跟我一起，不要乱弄嘛！乱中有序呀、乱丢我东西。
Sorry about that, guys. I guess we're gonna try and figure out what's going on here besides angry girlfriends hitting me.
Not only angry men.
We're gonna take things into a short break while we figure out what's going on here. So give me just a minute, guys.